Hello and welcome back to another video. Welcome back to the YouTube channel. Welcome back to Premier League Countdown. We are coming to the end of this series, and tomorrow will be the last episode of this series, and then eventually the Premier League will start. Obviously, not on the next day, but on Friday. I hope you guys have been enjoying this series. There's a playlist for all of the videos, and it's live on the channel. It's public on the channel. Once you click on the channel, there's a playlist of all the videos of all the teams that I've analysed so far. Obviously, I analysed Tottenham yesterday, Southampton the day before. We've got in alphabetical order. And today we're doing it about West Ham. Make sure to like the video and subscribe. We're trying to hit 500 before the end of the year. We're so close, and we can hit it before the end of the month. So let's make that happen very quick. But yeah, West Ham. It's the team I support. I'm talking about the team I support. I don't do that very often, do I? Um, but yeah, we just signed Aaron Wan-Bissaka whilst recording this. I just uploaded the Aaron Wan-Bissaka video, and I've just recorded this back to back. And it looks like a lot of fans are starting to recognise, like outside of West Ham United, that West Ham have done very well in the transfer window. That's for sure, especially with the vision of King Sir Tim Steidten himself. And if we go to West Ham's transfers throughout the summer transfer window, it's quite clear that we've won the window. In terms of winning the transfer window, I think we're third. We're third in spending, under Aston Villa and Chelsea. I'm pretty sure. Now let's have a look at this together. Hopefully, you guys can see this. But these are the signings we have made, and we pretty much addressed nearly every position that we need to, excusing left back. I believe when Cresswell and Sufal, hopefully Cresswell, this is his last season, and I don't want to see him for another. If this isn't his last season, we're taking a fucking piss. But with Sufal, his last season next year as well, we're going to probably have another right back and another left back, probably addressed by Tim Steidten, and probably a couple more good signings after that as well. And the squad's only going to get better and better from here, because this is only the first season of the phase. Now let's not the phase. I don't want to be an Arsenal fan and use all of that nonsense, but I'll get onto that in a second. Now, Max Kilman, we needed a centre back, and to Debo, we needed two centre backs. Really, like I even said when I was talking about the rebuild, like ideally in a perfect world, I'd take three centre backs and just keep Mavropanos. Unfortunately, number 27 is still here, but he kind of has to stay. Otherwise, we'd have to get a third centre back in if he was to leave. I don't believe anyone else is going to really. I know we're looking for outgoings. I think only Maxwell Cornet will actually leave. Realistically, I don't think anyone's going to come in for Thomas Suchek or Danny Ings. I said his name. Shit, number 28. Sorry. And I said Sufal as well in this video. I should have addressed him as number 5 and Cresswell. I need to get used to that because they don't deserve to be addressed by name. But let's move on. Left winger. We've discussed on this channel for a very long time that we needed a right-footed left winger that has a bit of pace about it and that can cut in. And Somerville's that guy, even though Mohamed Kudus is probably going to play off the left, unfortunately, which isn't going to get the best out of him. But that's something that the manager has to live and die by with his sword and stuff. I believe when the games where we're going to have more of the ball, we need to play Paquetá deeper and Kudus in the middle. Whilst in big games, we play Alvarez and Rodriguez when our team is fully fit. And Somerville is probably the signing that most of us are probably the most excited by. I think if Guilherme was to play more often this season, I'd be excited by him as well. But it's mainly Somerville and mainly Somerville that I'm really excited by. Nicholas Fulcrook, I'm happy with the signing. Obviously, ideally, I would have liked a younger striker that wasn't John Duran, because John Duran saga went on for too long. That would have been longer than the Wan-Bissaka saga. In fact, it would have been just as long. Pause. But with Fulcrook, it's a good stopgap. We're going to probably have another striker next season as well, because I'm going to assume Danny Ings is leaving. And I think even if you play one up front, you should have 3 strikers. Then again, we've got a couple players that can play false 9, and he might, like, if they're both injured, he might just put Jared Bowen there, which I'm opposed to. But at the end of the day, Kudus, Paquetá, and Bowen can actually all play up front, but just in different ways of playing up front. I believe that Bowen is actually the worst at playing number 9, in my opinion, than Paquetá and Kudus, just because Paquetá and Kudus could play false 9 and bring players in, rather than Jared Bowen, who is best at just hugging that right channel again on the inside channel and finding goals from there. Obviously, Luis Guilherme is going to play more. I've been saying this ever since we signed him. He's going to play more of a part when Mohamed Kudus probably eventually leaves, which will probably be next season. That's what we have to accept, unfortunately. And we just signed our Wan-Bissaka. That's an upgrade on what we have. An upgrade on Sufal and definitely Ben Johnson for sure. One of the biggest upgrades I've ever seen at this club. Guido Rodriguez, a free signing, a quite a smart signing as well, due to the fact that we needed a midfielder. We could just get someone for free, another stopgap that's actually decent. Fotheringham is just there for vibes. Credit to him. Who wouldn't want to be a third choice goalkeeper? And obviously Todibo being, the main signing. The main signing. I'd say the marquee one, even though it's a loan transfer. We're gonna trigger an obligation to buy. Apparently, according to Express Time employee, there's quite an achievable clause from it to be an option to buy to an obligation to buy. I don't know what that clause is, but we'll see how that develops as well. And we're pretty much having for the next 5 or 6 years in terms of his contracts. But I think this is one of them transfers where we know eventually that we're going to flip him for more money as well. And in looking at the squad overall, like if I was to take this to the sales section, we've sold. I don't know why it hasn't updated here. Oh no, it's in this section. But these are the players we let go. Obviously, forget the guy at the bottom. We don't talk about him. But obviously, Angelo Bonner and Divine Mubaba were released. Joseph Anang was on a free transfer. He was released as well. Ben Johnson was released. Made money off Nathan Trott, made money off Tilo Kera, made money off Cyber Robert Flynn Downs, and people like where West Ham are getting this money from. We haven't really fully spent the total of, the Skamaka and Declan Rice money put together, and Pablo Fornals that was let go in January as well. So people forget how many sales we've actually made because they don't really pay attention to clubs outside the Big Six. A lot of these Premier League fans, they don't even forget watching other leagues. They don't pay attention to other teams outside of the Big Six. So they're not going to really know anything about that. They pretend like they know anything about Aston Villa and Newcastle, but they're going to have to pay more attention to us, I guess, in the next couple of years. And as I said before, I've said this in multiple videos. I don't expect anything to happen this season. I feel like this is the first stage of building the squad that whoever, whether it's Lopetegui, whether he can do it or not, whether it's a manager in the future, to help take this club to hopefully glory and European nights consistently year in, year out, and people be like, well, that's what you had with David Moyes. Well, we needed to rely on a Conference League that we were blatantly favourites for to even stay in the next European competition. And as much, I wasn't expecting him to beat Xabi Alonso in the Bayer Leverkusen game, but you have that squad and you couldn't get Europe. In terms of the defence, fair enough, it's a shit defence, but you actually relied on defence to win games, and you relied on that with shit defenders. So none of that really made any sense, in my opinion. But with this manager, he wouldn't have come here if it wasn't like if we weren't going to back him, and he's been more than backed. Mohamed Kudus and Pakistan Bowen are all here, and we've added on to that. Like, that's amazing in itself. When have we ever done this? This is the best transfer window I've ever seen at the club. Best squad I've ever seen at the club as well, by far, probably. And don't get me wrong, I still have my problems, but I'm just a very critical person. I'm only going to say it how I see it when it comes to this club, and I'm going off a standard that we want to meet throughout throughout moving to the London Stadium and trying to move to the next level, etc. In terms of expectations, I don't really have any for the first season. My expectations are mainly for the second season in terms of I would like us to eventually challenge for FA Cups, and I want us to challenge for European nights. I want us to actually go for domestic cups as well. I don't want us to throw it away, getting beat to Blackburn on penalties or stuff like that, or getting beat to Bristol City in the FA Cup. I'm not trying to see that anymore. I don't want to fill the second team because the Premier League is the sole targets and all that. I don't care. You don't just throw the fringe players out just for the FA Cup and all that. I won't accept that. I don't know whether this manager actually cares about that, but the thing is, the way you hear him speak and stuff, he's got a very good personality. It seems like he's got a very great mentality, especially coming from the clubs that he's already been at with Porto, Real Madrid, and Sevilla, etc. as well, and also being the Spanish manager. So we'll look forward to that as well. But let me know your expectations. Obviously, most of you already watching this are West Ham fans. If you're a West Ham fan and you're not subscribed, please subscribe as well. We're going to end the video right here. Make sure to subscribe if you like the video. Social medias are in the description if you want to follow me. The email for the inquiries. I'm trying to hit 500 subscribers before the end of the year. So let's make that happen very quick. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys later.